first, can you introduce yourself in maybe in a few words for those who don't know you?
Yeah, I'm Aasmund Kjøllmoen Steien. I originally come from Folldal. It's a little village up in the mountains, close to Rondane in Norway. And I'm currently living at Lillehammer, working as a cross-country skiing coach. And I'm a ultra runner. Started as a hobby. Now I'm more looking at myself as a professional, but not a full-time runner. Yeah.
Okay. So why and how did you start sport in general?
Yeah. I started with biathlon, actually, the skiing and shooting sport, when I was 10 years old. And I did biathlon and cross-country skiing from, when I was 10 until I was 26. So I had a quite long career as a biathlete before I started running.
And what made you switch from biathlon to running?
Actually, it was yeah, um, it was a couple that wanted to start up a race, ultra race in Folldal, Rondane, and it was 100 miler. I was very triggered by just the thought and the idea of running that far in the mountains that I love and have been using a lot in my training as a biathlete. And in 2020, I felt like I was a little bit like tired of the result pushing in biathlon, and I didn't get the results that I had set as goals, and I was triggered by the thought of running far, and I saw my career as a biathlete. It was going towards the end, and I thought that maybe I have a talent in running far, because I love to do that in training as a biathlete as well. And I was talking to the guys that were arranging this or organizing this race, and asked if I could help with something, and maybe I could be like like a part of the race, and maybe also compete in the race. And they said,
Okay.
sure, you're a local, everybody knows you in the community, and we think it will be a good fit. So actually, the race was in August 2020. I left biathlon in April 2020, and I had a very short time of becoming a ultra runner.
And was it natural to go directly to trail running, or did you want to try also like road tracks? I don't know.
Yeah, and I have always loved running, and sort of yeah, I think I have quite a talent in running, but not like the fast running. I wanted to do some flat running on the roads. I was totally fed up with skiing and roller skiing, so I was running uh, all too much during April, May in 2020. I was doing a lot of track sessions and sessions on the like a little bit faster running on the roads, and I became injured after a couple of months. Um, but I all the time I was triggered by the thought of running in the mountains and in the terrain, and exploring different different sites and trails around Norway and in the world,
Mm.
and was like sucked into this ultra terrain ultra world with looking at YouTube videos of UTMB, Western States, and all of these things. So I was actually drawn into the terrain and track no trail part of it quite fast, I think.
Okay. And what distance do you feel most comfortable at?
I think as of now, I'm most comfortable around like 50 to maybe 80K.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that's mostly because I have the engine to run quite hard, quite long, um, and I still struggle with the nutrition on
Mm.
the longer races. So after like 5 6 hours, my stomach tends to go go wrong, and that's like my main um, my main goal to get my nutrition right in 100K or 100 miler, and then be able to compete at a high level on those distances as
Mm.
well. But I feel more secure on like 50 to 80 now, mostly because of the nutrition part.
Okay. And are you training the nutrition part there when you're training in the everyday life to
Uh,
like be able to eat?
yeah, I do. I have tried a lot of different strategies around races and also around training. Um, I can't say that I'm like I haven't figured it all out. I still have some things I have to test, but yeah, I'm getting closer, and I'm using every session I can to train on this, and try to find out what's working for me and what's not, and using like the shorter hard sessions or the longer easy sessions to work on my nutrition strategy. Yeah.
Talking about training, we know that there is a lot of thing you can take into account while training, like heart rate, lactate, and everything.
Yeah.
What is the parameter you believe in and you base your training on?
Yeah, I mostly use heart rate as a way of monitoring the training. Also RPE, or like feeling. Um, and I use lactate also, but I use that as a like kind of control in my training. So
Mm.
using lactate on a threshold session that I have some where I have some statistics from earlier, and then I can see if I'm getting better. But mostly I'm using heart rates and feeling, and using like the same sessions to see my progress.
Okay. And in a week, what is your weekly training frequency?
Yeah, it's a bit difficult to answer because I have a job that involves a lot of physical training or physical. I'm I'm out doing some physical stuff, but it's not quality training all time.
Mhm.
But usually I train every day during the winter, and yeah, um, and in the beginning of the season especially. I'm training 7 days a week, using the weekends more specific. So trying to run when I'm not injured as now. but trying to run the longer and harder sessions during the weekend. And in the weekdays from Monday to Friday, I have some cross training in work with skiing and strength mostly. And I try to have some quality sessions running um, also, and those are usually like threshold sessions on the treadmill or outside in the summer, um, and some heat training. I've also used heat this winter on both the bike and on the treadmill, just to add on some more quality in a busy
Mm.
life.
Okay. So you don't really have the choice to, like, you have to integrate ski in your like training. So in a way,
Yeah.
is it like helping you to increase the training load, or is it just like for a job?
Yeah, I try to use it to increase the total training load, and yeah, use it as a part of my training as well. But it's not that efficient all time. But it can also be. I can do a 2 to 3 hour easy session on skis and get quite a lot out of that. But
Mm.
I think like the specific training, getting the running impact, that kind of training I have to do outside work. If we're not having like this quite hard interval sessions with the athletes, then I can actually get some out of it. Yeah.
Okay. And during your preparation for a race, do you prepare also mentally? Like, is it something you like to do, or are you just going without any special preparation?
And from biathlon, I've used a lot of mental training. So uh, I don't have any like rituals, but the race that is coming up, it's taking a lot of my energy and a lot of my focus.
Mm.
So in the preparations, I usually do some specific key sessions that are quite long, and I try to do the session as close to the specific needs that I know that comes in the race as possible. So if
Mm.
it's a lot of up and down, or it's like a long flat and then up and down and a long flat again, I can like make a route here at Lillehammer and use that as both physical preparation, but also a mental preparation. And
Okay.
closer to the race, I'm very focused on my strategy of how I want to feel and how I want to do the race. It's much about planning uh, and have a plan of what I want to do before the race, during the race, and what I do with the equipment and the nutrition, and have a good plan on that. Because when I when I feel I have a good plan, I also tend to feel more confident on the
Mm.
start line. Yeah.
Okay. And when you're injured yourself, like we know that injuries come quickly, how do you manage to recover after a demanding race? How do you do?
Yeah, I think I've been quite lucky with the impact I have got after races, because I tend to be quite feel quite good close to the race, and I'm often ready for a new race quite fast. But in the bigger picture, I feel that some of my injuries I actually have just run through. I have just accepted that it will hurt a bit and then run past it. My physio has said that, yeah, you should try to just run this off, and
Mm,
sometimes that actually have worked. But the bigger injuries, um, I've I just have to use my time and do some cross training, use skiing, biking, some extra strength to come back after injury. Um, I'm not the best at like listening to my body, and I tend to do things a bit too hard too fast when I feel like I can. So like building up a sustainable progression through training and look at the running impact, like building up um, just a little bit every day. I think that's the best way of dealing with the injuries or coming back after a race. And also this thing of racing often through a season, that's not good. If you
mm,
want to, if you want to be at your best in the competitions you do, you have to set off time to recover and then train and then build up towards the new race. Because if the races are too close to each other, you or at least I tend to stress a bit with coming back to training
yeah.
and build up a new form. But we after last season, I see that it's much better to take a week off after a tough ultra race and start building up and not plan any race. Uh, yeah, for the next at least 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah.
Mm. And when you talk about a week off, do you stop completely the training or you still do some runs? I don't know, ski?
Yeah, it depends. I just have to listen to my body. I think it's the most important thing is to not have a plan,
Mm,
um, and to feel like, okay, now I want to run, or now I want to do some training, and especially be aware of like day 4, 5, 6 after a race, because the first day you you often feel like you could run or could train, and you get immediately very tired after day 4, 5, 6, either
mm,
way. So just to be a bit patient and rest for the first days, even though you feel like you could train. I think that's clever,
mm,
because as I said, like day 4, 5, 6 tend to be tough either way, and you feel tired, and yeah, those are the days where you maybe should just go out for a walk or maybe do a easy bike session, but then you have to rest
mm.
the day before that.
Okay. So the next question is a follower question, actually.
Yeah.
What is, according to you, your biggest victory, your biggest achievement?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I think like if you see on the level of my races, maybe I've done some of my best races in Norway. But you see that on the UTMB index or
Mm,
the ITRA index, like my my course record in Strandafjord Trail Race, or the 48K. I think that was a very good race in 2023. Also, the race at Fyri last year, Fyri Ultra, it has never been done before, so not much to compare with, but I won the race by 20 minutes and I felt like I was pushing all the time. Uh, and I know I was in quite good shape. So I think like maybe those are the best races, like in how high the level of um, the my level was in those races. Um, and but my biggest achievement is maybe when I finished Rondane 100, the 100 miler in Rondane in 2021, I think. Yeah, 2021. That was my first 100 miler. I was struggling quite hard. The first 100K was very good. I was running with Didrik Hermansen, one of the best Norwegians
Mm.
for 100K, and I felt good. But then, yeah, I couldn't take any nutrition in. No food, no drink, nothing. Um, and I had like the toughest 60K ever in the end of the race. I didn't feel good at all. I was struggling quite hard. I had to just let Didi go. But I was so eager and so focused on finishing that race that I almost felt like I could die for this. It
Mm.
was feeling like that because the weather was so bad during the and early night. It was around 0 degrees and was starting snowing, and I was so cold and I was just walking. Um, when I finished that race, I was second. Um, Not my best race, not at all my best race, like on how I felt during the race and how I was competing, but just to be able to finish that race, yeah, I think that's maybe one of my biggest achievements
Mm.
as a but I have so many. I have been racing so much the last 2 years and doing these races abroad also in the UTMB series. Finished eighth in Nice last year with a very high level of competitors. That was a good race. Doing CCC the last 2 years. Also struggling with nutrition and my stomach and gastro problems, but finishing both times. Yeah, I've been experiencing so much in these races, and I can't wait to do more of those.
Your partner shares your passion.
Yeah,
How is it a help in your career?
yeah, it's helping me quite a lot. It makes it easier to make plans. We share the same passion and we want to run the same or almost the same competitions, and we are like sometimes we are good for each others by sometimes pushing and sometimes
Mm.
breaking, but we tend to push each other a bit too much. We
Yeah.
want to run, we want to run competitions, and we get a lot of opportunities to do both national and international competitions and races. And we have to be better on breaking each other, sort of. But like in daily training, it's very good to have a partner that are yeah, she understands that I have to do my sessions, and I understand that she has to do hers. And we also have found a way to do quite a lot of training together. When I do my easy long sessions, she can do a bit harder long session, and if she are doing intervals, I can do that
Mm,
um, in addition to my own session. So I I can actually do a lot of training, a lot more training, because she is doing what she is doing. So yeah,
mm,
that's nice.
okay.
Like this summer, we have rented an apartment in Chamonix for 1 month in July, just to train and prepare for me OCC and for her CCC. So yeah, that's the perfect summer for us.
And what is your next goal? What is your next challenge for this
Yeah,
year?
I'm supposed to do Penigalosa 60K in Spain in the middle of April. Now I've had an injury and in my ankle. Had a bad twist during Kullamannen in November, and had to do a surgery in December. So I'm not sure if I can make it, but I hope so.
Hmm.
If I go there, or I will go there, because Mari, my girlfriend, she will compete. But I hope to do it as well. And if so, I want to be at the top level. And after that, it's some longer races in June. Mozart by UTMB 100K in the start of June, and Marathon de Mont Blanc 90K in the end of June. So that's like a brick of
Mm,
competition. Uh, and after that, my main goal is to do a real good race at OCC. So it will be my first time doing OCC. I think it suits me. Um, so hopefully I can be at my best in the end of August. And after that, I hope to be qualified for the Norwegian team to the World Championships in September. But yeah, I don't know how that will be yet.
okay. And finally, what advice would you give to someone who wants to start trade running?
Yeah, I would say the first thing you have to do is to you have to set a goal. So you have to apply for a bib or buy a bib to a race you want to do. Um, and find a race that appeals to you. So it should maybe not be too long, but 50K, 60K, everybody can do it if
Mm,
you just setting the goal and doing the training and the preparations you feel like you have to do. And then start progressing slowly. So you have to see what level you are at, and what you want to do in the race. If you just want to finish the 50K, then you have to just do the long runs. Just get out, do the training, uh, do a couple of long runs each week, and build up, and have a progression on it. Um, and be like look at videos on YouTube, listen to podcasts, listen to this. Just feed on the energy of the ultra community, because it's so much fun, and it's like a thing that you can't get out of. So
mm,
if you're if you're getting in, you won't get out. And it's when you're doing your first ultra, feeling um of crossing the finish line, either you're aiming for the top or you just want to finish. Just the feeling of finishing that race, it's no better feeling. So just to keep that in mind when you struggle out there, because I don't think I have had any race that I where I have not felt like I want to quit. I always want to quit at some time, but
Mm.
it's never just getting worse. Sometimes it's getting worse quite a long time, but it will get better.